Korositapati Advaita Gosai Doya Koro Sitapati Advaita Gosai Hava Kripa Ole Pai Caitanya Nitai Hava Kripa Ole Pai Caitanya Nitai Ahasvarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Ha Svarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Bhata Yuga Shri Jiva Ha Prabhu Lokanath Bhata Yuga Shri Jiva Ha Prabhu Lokanath Doya Koro Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Doya Koro Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamaje Narottama Das Ramachandra Sangamaje Narottama Das Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Daya Koro More Toma Bina Kedayalo Jagata Samsare Toma Bina Kedayalo Jagat Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is a song composed by Narottam Das Thakur. He prays to Lord Chaitanya. My dear Lord, please be merciful to me, because who can be more merciful than your lordship within these three worlds? Actually, this is a fact. Not only Narottam Das Thakur, but also Rupa Goswami prayed to Lord Chaitanya in this way at the time of the first meeting of Lord Chaitanya and Rupa Goswami at Prayag, Allahabad. Srila Rupa Goswami said, "My dear Lord, you are the most munificent of all incarnations because you are distributing love of Krishna, Krishna consciousness. When Krishna was personally present, he simply asked us to surrender, but he did not distribute himself so easily. He made conditions. First of all, you surrender. But this incarnation, Lord Chaitanya, although Krishna himself, makes no such condition. He simply distributes. Take love of Krishna. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya is approved as the most munificent incarnation. Narottam Das Thakur says, "Please be merciful to me. You are so magnanimous because you have seen the fallen souls of this age, and you are very much compassionate to them. But you should also know that I am the most fallen. No one is more greatly fallen than I am. Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. Your incarnation is just to reclaim the conditioned fallen souls, but I assure you that you will not find a greater fallen soul than me. Therefore, my claim is first." Then he prays to Lord Nityananda. He says, "Ha ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi." My dear Lord Nityananda, you are always joyful in spiritual bliss. Since you always appear very happy, I have come to you because I am most unhappy. If you kindly put your glance over me, I may also become happy. Then he prays to Advaita Prabhu, Daya Karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai. Advaita Prabhu's wife's name was Sita. Therefore, he is sometimes addressed as Sita Pati. Thus, Narottam Das Thakur prays, "My dear Advaita Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind. Please be kind to me. If you are kind to me, naturally, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to me." Actually, Advaita Prabhu invited Lord Chaitanya to come down. When Advaita Prabhu saw that the fallen souls were all engaged simply in sense gratificatory processes, not understanding Krishna consciousness, he felt very much compassionate toward the fallen souls, and he also felt himself incapable of claiming them all. He therefore prayed to Lord Krishna, "Please come yourself. Without your personal presence, it is not possible to deliver these fallen souls." Thus, by his invitation, Lord Chaitanya appeared. Naturally, Narottam Das Thakur prays to Advaita Prabhu, "If you will be kind to me, naturally, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to me." Then he prays to the Goswamis, Haha Svarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunath. Svarup refers to Svarup Damodar, the personal secretary of Lord Chaitanya. He was always with with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he immediately arranged for whatever he wanted. Two personal attendants, Swarup Damodar and Govinda, were constantly with Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur also prays to Swarup Damodar and then to the six Goswamis, the next disciples of Lord Chaitanya, Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatan, Sri Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. These six Goswamis were directly instructed by Lord Chaitanya to spread this movement of Krishna consciousness. Narottam Das Thakur also prays for their mercy. After the six Goswamis, the next Acharya was Srinivasacharya. Actually, Narottam Das Thakur was in the disciplic succession after Srinivasacharya and was almost his contemporary, and his personal friend was Ramachandra Chakravarti. Therefore, he prays, I always desire the company of Ramachandra. He desires a devotee's company. The whole process is that we should always pray for the mercy of the superior acharyas and keep company with pure devotees. Then it will be easier for us to advance in Krishna consciousness and receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna. This is the sum and substance of this song sung by Narottam Das Thakur. Hare Krishna. Could you, like find on your phone ISKCON Desire Tree, Ramachandra Kaviraj, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami? I'll refer to it later. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translations and purports by His Divine Grace, ISKCON's BBT Founder Acharya, Jagadguru Atita Pavana, Srila Prabhupada. Presented to my friends and devotees who like to read my books and who approached me to request that I render the great Caitanya-caritāmṛta into English. We're reading from the third chapter entitled The Causes for the Descent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We're going to start, we're appointed to start on verse 79, but you'll pardon me that I will go back to verse 77 for at least my own edification. Verse 78, I think it still is, I haven't checked, but for many years this was the epithet or the verse that we put on our Yuga Dharma Ashram website. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the initiator of Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord. One who worships him through Sankirtan is fortunate indeed. So the process of spreading the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the personal, select movement of the topmost form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even the topmost of the topmost. Krishna is the third chapter of the first canto, Krishna, the source of all incarnations. Actually, knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not such a commonplace thing. Even in India, many people who have risen above the misconception of equating the demigods, especially Lord Shiva, to be supreme, or what to speak of equal with Lord Vishnu, they have a conception that Krishna is the secondary manifestation of Vishnu, or that Vishnu is supreme. Today is the appearance day of Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and his father, Venkat Bhatta. Lord Chaitanya stayed there with his father and uncle, later to become the great Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad, for 4 months of the rainy season, while Lord Chaitanya was touring South India. And that misconception was there, even in the place of these great Brahmin devotees. And Lord Chaitanya, there's a very wonderful discussion, very powerfully, mercifully, and strongly, not only corrected their misunderstanding, but transformed them into ecstatic devotees of Radha and Krishna. So we say topmost of topmost, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. That Krishna has taken the abhiman, the personality, and even the outward bodily manifestation, the complexion of his internal potency, Srimati Radharani. So it is understood by the topmost devotees that not only is Lord Chaitanya the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself, but in a very, very unprecedented and most powerful and supreme way. So this supreme personality of Godhead has inaugurated not just the Yuga Dharma, the incarnation for the age always brings the Dharma for the age, Yuga, but in this Yuga Dharma, unprecedented, that the Dharma for this age is the distribution and immersion in Braja Prema Bhakti, the topmost form of love and reciprocation with himself, the Godhead, that is only available and is emanating from Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan, the supreme planet of Radha and Krishna. Srila Prabhupada was very meticulous to put on the cover of his first canto Bhagavatams. Many devotees, upon receiving these books, were so much intrigued with the artwork, and it showed the lotus whorl of Goloka Vrindavan, where there is Radha and Krishna with the gopis and gopas, cowherd girls, cowherd boys, and then there's the Nitya Navadvip section of that same Braj Mandal, where the Sankirtan Leelas of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are taking place. Therefore, it is said that, also in a beautiful song, well, many places, but I'm thinking Narottam Das Thakur, one who understands that Navadvip is non-different than Vrindavan actually lives in Vrindavan. That the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are non-different than the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, in the sense that Radha and Krishna have become Lord Chaitanya, and the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are, in a sense, a expansion or encore to the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. It's explained by Prabodhananda Saraswati in his Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta that the devotees of Krishna who incarnated, came down with Lord Chaitanya from Goloka Vrindavan, experienced a mellow taste, a type of ecstasy in their already completely perfect and ever expanding relationship with Krishna that couldn't be understood just in that relationship. But with Lord Chaitanya, it took on a whole new, different feature. So this Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya is the initiator of this topmost activity, the topmost. He's the initiator of this Sankirtan movement, the personal movement of the supreme personality of Godhead. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami most appropriately says, defines, states, understands, realizes, instructing us, one who worships him through Sankirtan, the direct process that he himself is distributing and engaging in. We were hearing in classes from Jayadvaita Maharaj on this chapter recently. Kaviraj Goswami is saying that the holy name of Krishna is always emanating from his lotus mouth. He's always chanting, Lord Chaitanya, Hare Krishna. One who worships him through Sankirtan is fortunate indeed. Text 78. Seta Sumedina Ara Kudubi Samsara Sarva Yagna Haite Krishna Nama Yagna Sara. Such a person is truly intelligent. So many people seem to be very, very intelligent. I can't see you. I just see either one of you move, Thank you. But when we apply the formula for what is really intelligence and who is really intelligent, then we see how these so-called intelligent people fall far, far away from the actual standard. Who here has had the experience in coming to Krishna consciousness and then trying to share your joy and happiness and your realization with your previous associates, friends, family members, and receiving a shockingly disappointing reciprocation? Yes. Very intelligent people. It's even said in this Kali Yuga, and we can see more and more as the years and decades go by, that one who can maintain a wife and some children is to be considered such a great person that it's equal or more praiseworthy than running a kingdom. Because you have to you have to be intelligent enough to plod your way through all the landmines and obstacles and all of the horrendous material impediments out there. Requires a lot of intelligence. But intelligence how to manipulate or to maneuver or to, fancifully step around everything to get it done, that is simply material intelligence. But intelligence ultimately is to discern matter from spirit, to discern reality from unreality, to discern that which is desirable, ultimately, shreyasi. Do we want to be shreyasi or do we want to be preyasi? You can be very intelligent to acquire immediate benefit, even, okay, it's time for you to think about your retirement. I'm turning 65. What do you invest in this and that? So they think of long-term equity, whatever the terms, equity, maturation, I'm not getting it today. I'm putting it away in 10, 20, 30 years from now. It's still considered temporary benefit. Anything that ends with this body is temporary. And the hallucinatory idea that I will pass on I will give inheritance to my children and they will carry on this is just phantasmagoria. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what your next destination will be, what your next family will be. So ultimate intelligence is three categories: Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. You know, grade school, junior high school, college, or I don't know, whatever, like you're gonna. His Grace Guru Garanga Prabhu, you hear his Prabhupada memory, and he was saying how he was always dissatisfied, but he was being encouraged by his parents and teachers and elders that, okay, you achieved this level, but you have to keep going. And when you get up to the next level, then you're going to be like, okay, now this is very nice. And he's relating, Guru Garanga, that it never happened. I always felt dissatisfied. Just like Narada Muni when he came upon Srila Vyasadeva, feeling a vacuum, a dissatisfaction. Are you satisfied with identifying the body and mind as objects of self-realization? And Prabhupada says real satisfaction has to be sought out beyond matter. That means one has to enter into the spiritual energy or transfer, where the jiva, the marginal energy, we have to transfer ourselves from matter to spirit. And that can only be done by the master of spirit, or that can only be done by engaging in devotional service of the master of all spirit, the master of the spiritual world, Krishna himself. There's no question of gyanically trying to neti, here at the Kumbh Mela, there's just so many ascetics and tapasvis and very renounced persons, but how many of them are actually cultivating devotional service? Such a person is truly intelligent, whereas others who have but a poor fund of knowledge. You want to buy something that's very expensive. If you don't have sufficient funds, then you can't purchase it. One very diplomatic real estate agent, he gave an answer to some devotees who wanted to acquire a nice property, but their offer was, and the real estate, with a smile on his face, said, "I think this offer won't gather much traction." Meaning, so others who have but a poor fund of knowledge must endure a cycle of repeated birth and death. Of all sacrificial performances, the chanting of the Lord's holy name is the most sublime. Everything else, save and except devotional service to Krishna, to the Lord, you're in the realm of repeated birth and death. You see in the exalted discussions about Krishna Sambandha, Krishna's relationship with his devotees, when Lord Chaitanya visited Srila Rupa Goswami, who was being treated as a guest at Haridas Thakur's Siddha Bakul in Jagannath Puri. Haridas Thakur couldn't and wouldn't visit the temple of Lord Jagannath due to his so-called inferior birth in a Mohammedan family. Prabhupada says in one place that Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur was pleased to accept his birth in a Mohammedan family. That was his choice, that kind of implies. Amazing. But Lord Jagannath, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, would visit him every day and sometimes spend many hours a day with Haridas Thakur. So, what type of play are you writing? He was compiling Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava. These are two very important works by Srila Rupa Goswami to be read, worshipped, and understood by the most advanced devotees of Lord Krishna. So a little peek into the glory of these writings of Srila Rupa Goswami and Lord Chaitanya's appreciation in discussion with Srila Ramananda Roy is very, very sublime. And that shows the ultimate level of real intelligence to understand Krishna and the intricate feelings and mellows that Krishna and his pure devotees exchange in their loving pastimes. The chanting of the Lord's holy name is the most sublime. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the father and inaugurator of the Sankirtan movement, one who worships him by sacrificing his life, money, intelligence, and words for the Sankirtan movement is recognized by the Lord and endowed with his blessings. All others may be said to be foolish by comparison. For all such sacrifices in which a man may apply his energy, a sacrifice for the Sankirtan movement is the most glorious. Srila Prabhupada surprised all the devotees during his month-long visit in May of 1968 to Gopalpuran, Boston, Massachusetts. And Arjunananda too, some experience in Boston. And Boston is a very, not like New York City above Houston Street, a very haphazard, kind of illogical, confusing kind of to get around. And the temple at that time was not even what is considered Boston. It was a little bit west of the downtown Boston and the Back Bay. Allston, that's where Boston University is. So Prabhupada got all the devotees into a vehicle. That's another story, what type of vehicle, but anyway. And they drove down to the Commonwealth Pier. Prabhupada wanted to go see the Commonwealth Pier, where nearly 3 years prior, he arrived in the United States and wrote the most amazing prayerful petition to Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya to be able to enact the mission of his spiritual master successfully and spread love of Godhead all over this planet. A very important place, that Commonwealth Pier. So, while Prabhupada was walking on the pier, he said this: the people might not understand our message, but Krishna will be pleased, and that is our mission. They thought Jesus Christ's mission was stopped. They killed him, but his mission was attained. He preached only 3 years, but so many followers. He pleased Krishna. We must not be disappointed that no one is hearing Krishna consciousness. In fact, when we perform Harinam Sankirtan, and especially such a crowded place as New York City, many thousands of people hear us. There's a statistic where we were yesterday, the Times Square subway, 55,000 people go through there on a daily basis. Just that area, what to speak of the other side. We must not be disappointed that no one is hearing Krishna consciousness. We will say it to the moon and stars in all directions. We will cry in the wilderness because Krishna is everywhere. We want to get a certificate from Krishna. Who here has like their high school or college or MA or BA or PhD diploma? Are they keeping it? I think I have a high school diploma. I barely graduated with a C minus, but somewhere. That's the extent that I went. So recognized by the Lord. We want to get a certificate from Krishna. This man has done something for me, not popularity, mundane popularity. If a pack of asses says you are good, what is that? We have to please Krishna with purified senses. All others may be said to be foolish, for all sacrifices in which a man may apply his energy, a sacrifice for the Sankirtan movement is the most glorious. Verse number 79. No. Koti Ashvamedha Eka Krishna Nama Sama Ye Kahi Se Pashandi Dande Tare Yama. Okay, I think for time we'll. Koti, 10 million. Ashvamedha, horse sacrifices. Eka, 1. Krishna, of Lord Krishna. Nama, name. Sama, equal to. Yea, one who. Kahe, says. Say. He, Pasande, atheist. Dande, punishes. Tare, him. Yama, Yamaraj. One who says that 10 million Ashvamedha sacrifices are equal to the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna is undoubtedly an atheist. He is sure to be punished by Yamaraj. So, this verse in particular is showing a very incredible comparison to make us very, very thoughtful, to try to more and more understand the astounding power of the holy name and its unlimited benefit. Purport. In the list of the 10 kinds of offenses in chanting the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hare Krishna, the 8th offense is Dharma Brata Tyaga Hutadi Sarva Subha Kriya Samyam Api Pramada. One should never consider the chanting of the holy name of Godhead equal to pious activities like giving charity to Brahmins or saintly persons, opening charitable educational institutions, distributing free foodstuff, and so on. The results of pious activities do not equal the results of chanting the holy name of Krishna. The Vedic scriptures say, Kokoti Danam Grahane Gagasya Prayaga Kangodaka Kalpavasa Yagna Yutam Meru Suvarnadanam Govinda Kirtir Na Samam Satam Sai. Even if one distributes 10 million cows in charity during the eclipse of the sun, lives at the confluence of the Ganges and Yamuna for millions of years, or gives a mountain of gold in sacrifice to the Brahmins, he does not earn 1/100th part of the merit derived from chanting Hare Krishna. Wow. In other words, one who accepts the chanting of Hare Krishna to be some kind of pious activity is completely misled. Of course, it is pious, but the real fact is that Krishna and his name, being transcendental, are far above all mundane pious activity. Pious activity is on the material platform, but chanting of the holy name of Krishna is completely on the spiritual plane. Therefore, although Pashandis do not understand this, pious activity can never compare to the chanting of the holy name. So such an incredible difference between what to speak of material activity, even pious activity. These things are very noble, what's listed here. Giving charity to the Brahmins or saintly persons. Of course, charity to the right person at the right time, described in Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada writes in the 12th chapter, if you cannot, of the Bhagavad Gita, devotional service, if you cannot yourself be a full-time devotee, then help those who are engaged in full-time devotional service. Every endeavor requires some land, some manpower, some capital. You should give. You can give some money to like somebody begging on the subway and they go out and buy like, a pint of whiskey. That's charity in a mode of ignorance. But if you give to devotees who are trying to expand the glories of Sri Sri Radha Govinda, that is transcendental. There's even a ascension in one place, I think we just read it, that if you give to a half-realized Brahmin, then you're going to get this much reciprocation. But if you give one to who's fully realized the purport of the Vedas, in other words, a very elevated pure devotee, then that charity is returned by unlimited multiplications. So that might be a mundane calculation of people on the path of piety. I will give and I will get back, or this will safeguard me. But the giving of love of Godhead, the munificent distribution, without expecting a reward or expecting any kind of reciprocation, that puts you in the mood and following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Namo Mahavananaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya, Krishna Chaitanya, Namne Gortvashe Namaha. Srila Rupa Goswami understood this topmost charitable position or disposition of Lord Chaitanya and understood this personality, that just by this proves that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because no one other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, just like Narottam Das Thakur is describing, Advaita Acharya understood that only Krishna himself can save these fallen souls. They're so fallen in this age of Kali that the only way to save them is directly distributing love of Godhead. Everyone is averse to religious activities, pious activities. People are not interested in the churches, temples, and mosques erected by their forefathers. They've given up their religious life for a life of crass atheism. So therefore, we bring the real essence of the church to the people. Prabhupada was interviewed after the 1974 San Francisco Rath Yatra. You can see the footage that why is it that so many young people are joining the Eastern religions and joining movements like yours? Did Christianity fail them? I think so. And the Prabhupada would remark how the priests and the heads of these different institutions, they would say, these are our boys. And they didn't care anything from religion. But now coming to Swami Bhaktivedanta, they're mad after religion. They're mad after God. Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya's loyal and pure devotees, they're distributing this topmost love of Krishna, the nectar, the happiness for which everyone is seeking, but never able to find in this desert-like material world. So today is the appearance day of Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He is one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes how he was more or less forbidden by Gopal Bhatta Goswami to put his name in the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta. You see there's chapters dedicated to Lord Chaitanya's association with Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, their meeting at Allahabad, Prayag, and then later coming to spend a considerable period of time with Lord Chaitanya at Jagannath Puri, but only in one place, which I believe is the 10th chapter of the Ādi-līlā, describing the branches of the tree of Lord Chaitanya, listing all the different devotees. Gopal Bhatta Goswami's name is listed very briefly there. But of course, he was a very, very important devotee. He is one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And as we were describing how his family was in South India, and as either as a young boy or a very youthful adolescent on the cusp of being a teenager, he was so impressed by Lord Chaitanya. And his uncle, of course, Prabodhananda Saraswati, he later was able to become one of the 6 Goswamis, and he very importantly established the temple of Radha Raman in Vrindavan. The most miraculous story of him being told in a dream that he should go to the Kali Gandaki, that is the river in Nepal, where Lord Vishnu is incarnated as the stones in the riverbank, or Shalagram Shilas. And there he obtained 12 Shalagram Shilas, one in particular large, round Shalagram Shila. He took them back to Vrindavan. He was worshiping, and he had a very strong desire to worship a form of Krishna in his original threefold bending form, just like Rupa and Sanatana, they're worshiping Madan Mohan, Govindaji. So he's thinking like this, and a donation came to him of clothing and ornaments that were made or suited for such a threefold bending form of Krishna. This, in a sense, added to his intense desire and anxiety. So this happened on the day of Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So he read the pastime, as devotees do, of Lord Nrsimhadev and Prahlad Maharaj, and he went to sleep. And the next morning, which was the Vaishak Mas Purnima, the full moon of the holy month of Vaishak, his round Shalagram Shila had transformed into the deity of Krishna, Radharaman. And in just overjoyed, he called all the different devotees of Vrindavan, came and were like just amazed. And it's described how Madan Mohan, his particular beauty is his lotus feet and his calves, his legs. The beauty of Govindaji is his chest and arms, and the beauty of Gopinath is his beautiful lotus face. But all the Goswamis proclaimed that this deity of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Radharaman, has all the features contained. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami established a very sustainable and long-lasting since 1542. So anyone present 17 years from now on Vaishak Mas Purnima can celebrate the 500th anniversary of the appearance of Radharaman. And Ramachandra-Kaviraj, you have something? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to keep within our time limit. We're already 1 minute overdue, so let's see if we can wrap it up. Oh. Ramachandra-Kaviraj was one of the internal associates of Narottam Das Thakur. The two of them were practically inseparable. Sri Ramachandra-Kaviraj had obtained the full mercy and blessings of Srinivasacharya, Sri Ramachandra's father, mother. Ramachandra-Kaviraj was especially enthusiastic, earnest, persevering, energetic, intelligent, and beautiful. After the passing away of their father, Sri Ramachandra and Sri Govinda went to live at the place of their grandfather. So there's a lot of details you can look. This is ISKCON Desire Tree. So as Narottam Das Thakur is saying, and Prabhupada says that we want to keep company with devotees, pure devotees. A pure devotee who is very much dedicated to the mission of the predecessor acharyas and Lord Chaitanya is very, very desirable association, because that will awaken your own intense desire for the same. And the power of the association of a pure devotee is that it can not only sustain you through thick and thin throughout this life, but life after life. Narottam Das Thakur, he who gave me eyes to see is my Lord, birth after birth. From him, ecstatic prema emanates. By him, ignorance is destroyed. So we see how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the father and inaugurator of the Sankirtan movement, but coming down for 500 years and for 10,000 years into the future through the power and through the love of Lord Chaitanya's pure devotees, who will be appearing at the right time and place throughout the ages in disciplic succession, will be there to encourage, inspire, and uplift all sincere, truth-seeking, tender-hearted persons to join that movement also and benefit themselves and the entire world and the universe. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ki Jai. Gaur Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.